This week, Fed Chair Jerome Powell continued to sound more dovish, which we like to hear. He said that we're getting closer to reaching that goal of 2% inflation, which just means prices are rising more slowly, and he did say we're on that path. And because of this, the Federal Reserve might be cutting interest rates as early as September. As a matter of fact, the odds right now are basically 100% that they'll be making a cut in September, and this is good news, of course, because the rate cuts will be the end of quantitative tightening, which will bring inflation down further, and mortgage rates do follow inflation. We also saw an increase in the number of people applying for unemployment benefits. It's at the highest level in almost a year, another sign of a weakening economy. And basically, more people are out of work, which could push the Fed to lower interest rates to help the economy, because they do have what's called a dual mandate. And basically, they want to keep inflation low, but they also have to keep employment levels optimized. So the Fed is finally acknowledging this job market getting a little weaker, which is something we've been saying for months. In other news, shelter costs are still holding inflation up, but other data is suggesting that the increase in rents have been slowing down, which could help lower overall inflation in future reports when this lagging data finally catches up. But just to actually go back a step, what's most important to note is that the markets are now expecting the Fed to cut interest rates in September, with a good chance of actually 2 to 3 cuts by the end of the year. And multiple Fed members have come out basically hinting that rate cuts are, really needed soon. And some things, just completely separately, that I'm sure you might have seen and might be impacting you directly. This morning we've got a big IT outage affecting banks and Wall Street, which could lead the market to essentially take the day off. And then last week, or this week I guess, the Trump assassination attempt didn't affect mortgage rates immediately, but this did lead many to believe it's going to improve his odds of re-election. So the market is speculating the future impact of that, basically. Next week's going to be relatively quiet, but I'll have numbers on existing home sales, new home sales, and GDP. But the big one will be the PCE report, which is the Fed's favorite measure of inflation. Not really expecting major changes in rates next week, and the focus will still be on the Fed's next moves, with a rate cut in September looking extremely likely, beyond extremely likely really. But have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next Friday.